Hello, hello, welcome again. Good afternoon, good evening, or wherever you are. We are in Sorong, where we left off, or where we landed earlier today. And let's see, I'm gonna switch to this one, because I want to see this. We are here in Sorong, and now it's daytime again. Luckily, because we found out in the last flight that our runway wasn't lighted. Pity. We found it, we landed, all was okay, but not quite safe. In any case, what we're gonna do today, we're gonna fly all the way to Moses Kilangin, which is all the way out down here on West Papua. We have crossed the equator. It's all the way down here. Now we have some mountain ranges here which are quite hefty, quite high. I didn't want to do that. And I thought, how can I make this interesting? And I'm gonna do a very low VFR flying, basically. We're gonna go this course all the way over here, across the bay, towards this VFR. I'm gonna program that in. I should be able to receive it quite soon. I can also program in this one, of course, because that's our outbound. That's not a bad idea, actually. Now we have an outbound. And from here we will see some mountainous stuff. I'm not gonna go over that, I'm gonna go around it. So doing basically a very low level coastal flight, go in between these mountain peaks. This is Mount Buru. Yeah. And then along this side of the mountain range, because these mountains are hefty. These are go way up to like 12,000–13,000 feet in very short time. This is Kiruru. I'm not gonna land there, and we're gonna go all the way here to Moses Kilangin. Kilangin. That's the way to pronounce it. Right. Also a mountain over here, but we're gonna stay clear of that. This is okay. This village is called Fuck. Okay. Good for them. So outbound, let's say 140 magnetic. Yeah, pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go low and fast. Low and fast will be the key. Now, let's see. Simi, here we go. Sim. Well, come on. Got too much stuff open. Okay, we're at the ground at Sorong. It's 30 degrees. It's hot. Why is my tracker doing weird shit? There we go. 30 degrees. So it's hot. Battery on. Fuel on. And we did all our checks already. I'm not gonna bore you with that. Pump on. Crack the throttle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close it. Go on. There we go. There we go. Alternator on. Some noise. This pump can go off. This pump can go on. Crack it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close it. Start her up. And here we go. Full mixture. Pump off. Bring her back. The rest of the electronics. Lights, cabin fan. Not doing the pitot heat now because we're staying low, so we're staying in the hot range, so to speak. Any other lights? No, not yet. This is good. Now we have 1171, but I'm gonna put that on nav 2. And I found out, I will show you about the sound that I taught earlier about, because you have to pull a knob for sound. So if I put nav1 on, for instance, and pull this, now I have tone. I didn't know that, so I learned something, and this is good. Right. Also, by clicking this, but by holding it, I should be able to get it to fill to the correct number, but it doesn't. So I still have to go to use this one and say update, and now it should say the correct number, which is 165 gallons. Yes. Okay. It is what it is. So I'm going outbound 140, so I'm putting in 140. And I'm putting in 140 on the on this one. And I'm leaving this be. Let's push this into 140 of course, but I'm gonna put the nav1 frequency on our first VR that we're going, and that's 116.3. 116.3. Keep it on 140. Okay, that's good. Keep this on ground speed. Then we're set to go. Okay. Ventilation air, fan on high. Get some air flowing, and also I'm going to put in some fresh air on these bits. Very okay? Very okay. Now we can taxi. Does center correct, but because it lags, it's a bit of getting used to it still on this taxiing bit. But I like it because it's makes the aircraft authentic instead of just using the brakes and pedals. I can use them of course, but it's without the nose wheel steering, so it's differential braking stuff without the steering nose wheel, so that's also not ideal. Using them in tandem works the best, it seems. You can see I'm in control on my rudders, but that doesn't do anything on the steering wheel. Weird. There's a double runway. So there's a scenery painted one and then a scenery invested one, something like that. Okay. Well, that saved us last night. Let's be frank. Okay. Taxi lights on, landing lights on, strobes on. Parking brakes on. Free movement. You can see the elevator going. I saw the rudder from the outside. Let's cycle the props quickly. Engine's already warm. Working. 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 Okay, what I'm now gonna do is put this thing in the middle and put nav 2, no, nav 1 up. So as soon as we get a glimpse of it, we will hear it. That's fun. Magnetius, right, left, both, left, both. Left engine is out of bounds. It's too low, see that? Keeping the throttle up. Maintenance, engine analyzer. You see on the engine number 1, which has the massive spark plugs, cylinder 3, cylinder 1, cylinder 6 have smaller white caps, meaning that they are fouled. We will burn it off. But you see that the fine wire plugs don't have this issue. So when I turn magnetos to the left, you see what's happening. When I see you turn to the right, you see what's happening. You see smaller dots, smaller sparks, meaning that the engine is burning less fuel mixture than it could. All of them, no issue. This is why I actually like the massive spark. The fine wire spark plugs, they do not have the issue of far less. But what's the fun in that? Okay, flaps 10. Parking brakes off. Here we go. Put in my headphones. Gear up. Feet flaps up. Throttles to 24. RPM to 2400. I'm turning out towards 140. External lights off. Pumps off. Let's climb to 1000 feet. Keep it there. I'm gonna make this a fast, low tour. Throttles to 21. RPMs to 2200. Make sure back to like 12 gallons an hour for both engines. Yeah, that sounds good. Inside air temperature is still 29. Fan is full up. Cabin fan is full up, and the external, like I should just close these because, well, we're still sucking in 29 degree air. Right. Let's blast across this piece of land. Lots of small towns. Lots of jungle in this part of the world. Not a lot of built up areas. Low population count. So this first part will probably be just flat. When we get to our first VOR, then we circumvent the mountain stuff via the coast. So we're gonna basically skim along the cliffs. That's what I'm expecting. Then we come onto land and we skirt between some mountain ranges stuff, and then skirt the whole big range. I think that's the Owen Stanley range. That's the whole range that goes along the Papua New Guinea Peninsula. But we'll keep to the south of that to go to our destination. So plenty of sightseeing, plenty of jungle. And we won't make it in a single straight line. It's not going to be a straight flight. Let's check if everything is correct if I put this on. Should be able to hear. Oh, of course, and I have to pull this one. That's my mistake. If I put it straight to phones, does it become louder? No. So, if I turn up nav 1, then I should be able to hear it as soon as we come into range. With, of course, this one pulled. I didn't know about that one. So, lots of jungle. The first bit I expect a lot of flatland as well. And keeping on this heading, we will eventually reach the coast, cross a bay, and then another bit of flatland to get to Kaimana. get distracted, I should put just the autopilot on. Safer probably. There we go. As you can see on speed what a beast this is. 209, almost 210 knots on ground speed. This indicates to me that because of our low altitude, indicated and true airspeed shouldn't be far apart. We're indicating 180, so we've got a tailwind component of roughly 15 knots, 25 knots even. Yeah, it's a lot. It helps. It's a lot of speed. Some riverbeds here. Looks a bit dry though. I'm expecting with all this jungle here that there should be a rain season somewhere. We get the sea over there. The river is flowing out. Oh, keep the heading. Short break on the autopilot. Heading alt on. Be right back. Here we are again. Coming across the first bay. But we'll keep this this heading. Have I already lost enough too? Oh yeah. Okay. That's soon. Yeah, I like low flying way better. I'm having it on autopilot now, but I will change back to manual. Especially when we get around the mountain and stuff. River Delta here. Oh, another thing I have to do. I'm sorry, I've got a load of small chores to do. Some messages to send. Right. Making good headway. Lovely. So this was just skirting the bay. We've got another one coming up. That's the big one. The big divider between this part of West Papua and another part, which basically is on one point only. They're both only joined on a, well, let's say a mountain ridge and some swamps, nothing more. And in between it's just all sea, ocean, or whatever sea it is here, you call it. Forgot my transponder. See, that's why you need checklists, so people like me can ignore them. Anyway, everything's running good. Everything in the green, stable, lovely. Okay, thought it was a bit high, low, but it's just me. Now maybe while flying this low we'll get some more dirt. As you may have heard in my last flight, I am a bit disappointed, I am a bit disappointed with the accumulation of dirt and bugs on the aircraft. I'd expected more of it. I know one other plane, the Cessna 310 from Blackbird Sim, or Milvis as they were used to call it, that has also a getting dirty program in it, and that's way more hefty than you get a really dirty aircraft. That's not the case here. Not on the bottom, due to the wheels, mud splatter, and there is bug spatters, but it's not that. You know, the wing roots, it's not that bad. And it's not getting worse either. You know, I would expect it to be worse, or accumulating worse, but it seems to be that this is the 100% fact. Inside temperature now 27 degrees. Yummy yummy. Let's see if this works. Full ram air over this river here. Nope, doesn't do shit. Then it's just noise. Yeah, it's warm here. It would get cooler if you go higher, but no, I want to sightsee today. Although it's still only jungle, dispersed with valleys and rivers. You can clearly see, or that's why I envision it anyway, all kinds of, well, let's call them floodplains. So the river can be a lot broader in the rainy season. That's how I interpret the landscape. Got a bit of pop-up coming in. Yeah, that's my graphic settings. It's a bit of a shame, but in the end it is what my system can do and still run smoothly. Broader river system here, snaking its way all the back to the mainland. But in the end, there already you can see some ocean on the horizon. That's on the other end. Our passengers are still with us from Alaska. The same. I know I like to have modeled, even if they're, you know, an empty plane is an empty plane, but still. It would be nice that they change. You know what I mean? Endless jungle. Just endless jungle. I can imagine that Indonesia is one of the, if not the largest exporter of tropical hardwood. Because yeah, they've got lots of it. Why not open them again? Let's see if we can take the temp, inside temp a bit low down. We're directly sucking in outside air. Plane's still behaving marvelously though. From getting out of Whitehorse, Canada, then via Anchorage, Unalaska, and then on the Bering Strait crossing all the way to Kamchatka, and then from Kamchatka down to Japan, various Japanese fields, all the way down to Okinawa. Sometimes get those mixed up. Okinawa, from Okinawa to Taiwan, from Taiwan to the Philippines, crossing the Philippines in two another flights towards Indonesia, then Indonesia to Melangana to Sorong, and now this flight from Sorong to, I forgot it again, Moses Kilangin. Should be around a quarter around the way now. Yeah, look at the clock. bay. Now all the way on the other end over there is a ridge. That's basically the only thing connecting this part of West Papua to the other part. We're not going there, but it's at the end. It's kind of weird topographically. Now we're keeping 140 in what should be a almost a straight run at our first VOR station. Let me double check. Yeah, the knob is pulled. Still have to learn this one, this RNAV device. Doesn't cool anything, it just gives noise. Yeah. Okay, going over the water. This will be tremendously boring. The clock is 1600 hours local time. I'm gonna pause my recording and be right back with you when something happens. See you soon. And we are back. We have just crossed the coast on the other end, 12 minutes from where we set off. Over jungle again. I expected a bit more on the landscape, but we'll see. This is again jungle, jungle, jungle. Not a whole lot to see. So I will probably pause again until we get a range on Kaimana, or even are at Kaimana, because from there the VFR fun, at least to me, seems to be more prevalent. So I'm gonna pause this again until we get into the real VFR crap. See you soon. And we are back. We are 16 hours 25 minutes local time, coming into foggy stuff, and we just got a reception. You can hear it beeping now, so I know it's working now, which is great. Yeah, foggy stuff over the jungle, and the train is rising just a bit, so I'm gonna take up a bit more altitude. Not much, let's just say 500 feet. Oh, 200 is fine already. Now this looks like rain. I know it's not dark, but this veil beneath a cloud normally indicates precipitation, is that the word? Yeah, well, rain. Let's see what this does, because I hadn't anticipated on any weather. I hope it's not persistent, but the rainbow says otherwise. If you look around, this was just fog, but who knows? This could also be just fog, but I don't know. Anyway, 28 miles, and we are a bit off the beaten path. Not that much. We're 20 degrees over roughly, of course, 15 degrees. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put this one over here and go straight towards it. Could also press nav, of course. Now that nav 2 is no longer catching up everything, I can might as well tune that to our destination, Timika. That's the VOR station, which is located at our airport Moses Kilangin, and that should be 112.7. So I'm punching that in. Doing the same trick. Yeah, it's rain. You can hear it ticking. It's light rain, of course, but still. And I'm gonna put enough to on the speaker. Right. Right. It's small showers. You see there's one over there from behind. Doesn't matter much. It's a big river complex here. Is the river or is part of the sea? Yeah, it's a big river, but coming way down from inland. Now we're roughly halfway. The first bit was 220 miles and the second bit is 200 miles. So what we're gonna do next is go to this VOR station, but instead of keeping our heading and going over those hills and mountains over there, we're gonna keep to the seaside. Basically, a bit of circumvention. Got the blowers wide open, as you can hear, but it doesn't do much. May add some wind in the cockpit, but also adds a lot of noise. Outside temperature is indeed still 28. So while it may be windy and breezy, it also draws in hot air. There's no way to cool it really. I've got a fan and a heater. Well, the heater is off, of course. I've got a fan real high up. Heater's closed, the froster is closed, and the ventilation air is high up. So these are the vent poles. You can't close or open them. I'm guessing they're just pushing in the heat from the wind from the ventilation from this one, from the fan. I'm not really sure how this works. Should look in the manual if there's something in that which setting does what on air and heating. Because I've got a fan here, I've got a heater here, I've got a fan here as well. No, that's not a rolling system. Either high or low. I've got a defroster blower. That's obviously a separate thing for the window, for the front screen. Got a windshield defroster that should help together with this one. So this is on, and then this is how much. This is a heater temperature, but okay. Temperature, I don't know. And this is ventilation air, which I guess is linked to this one. And then I've got these port openings for sucking in outside air. Okay, we're a bit off course now, probably due to wind, so I'm gonna set it to nav. Yes, alt and nav. Soon we will be flying by hand. It may not look like it, but those mountains are devilish. They are really high. The Papua New Guinea mountain ranges go up like almost like a cliff. I love flying there with short takeoff and landing birds, like the PC-6 or the Kodiak or a Cessna 180, 185. But I have to tell you, that's some rough stuff. There's some excellent fields you can get from Orbex, the Papua New Guinea packs. I think there are 5 now. I own 4, I don't have the 5th yet. But they give excellent short field stuff in those mountains. If you're into that, and I would really look into that. Really cool. Okay. So 5 miles out. And that little peninsula in front of us is, well, where we're at. And then we're gonna go around these hills instead of across them. I love to fly here with these, but I love these challenges. There's these fields in this inland area that they give. Okay, this is the airfield. I'm gonna go back to heading setting. We're gonna go across the coast before we go inland. See again here this kind of double runway. You see this in a lot of parts of the country in the map where details are not as crisp. You won't see this on the continental USA, but you can see, for instance, there's a double runway here. You have the big grey one in the middle, and then the outer ends are something else. This is the least annoying one. The more annoying one, to me at least, is 2 parallel runways, one being the correct one and one being the false one. No clue what happened there. I'm guessing it's some kind of a weird glitch in the stream scenery. But I find it annoying. Right. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fly around. These are all cliffs or some point, but they have a curvature to them. What we're gonna do is follow the curvature. At the end of them, we should see a mountain, Mount Buru, which is on the coast of the mainland. We're gonna go left of that, and left of Mount Buru or north of Mount Buru is another, well, starting massif, and we're going to go in the middle of it. And then we follow the massif on our left until we get to Moses Kilangin Airport. That's the idea. Messages. Okay, I'll show that. I'll watch that later. So you see it's all kinds of ridges in the sea. They're basically islands or peninsulas. Also like this one, so it's very cliff-like. I'm keeping this one because it gives me some speed. Yeah, some ground speed indication. Only that, because when we start moving on a course that's different than straight to or straight from, then the speed of course will also not be correct. Autopilot off. So let's skirt this one. As you can see now what I meant, because I'm now not moving straight away from the VOR station. My speed is still the same, indicated, it's roughly 185. But my ground speed from the station is now 186. It was 200. And that's not because I'm going slower. That's because I'm not moving direct to or direct from that station. Because this speed is nothing more than a derivative of the distance measuring equipment per second. Now I'm not moving straight to or straight from that station. So the distance measuring equipment can't read my exact speed. Hope that makes sense. To me it does. Now you can calculate that, use Pythagoras, triangulation, all that crap, or you can just believe me. I choose the latter. I'm gonna hug this coast for a nice view, also some nice hand flying. It feels like a smuggler's run. No, I like, of course I like to cross something fast, like the sea between Japan and Taiwan, or from the Philippines to Indonesia, but this beats the cake. This takes the cake. Flying like this. I can go through this one. I thought I'll go around it. I can go through this one. The next one up front. So it's hot on board, still probably. Yeah, 28 degrees. Pulling out the ram air blowers doesn't help a bit. Now this AccuSim challenge is quite nice. Basically it means take an aircraft, fly it for a year and see the little things start to happen with wear and tear, as we can expect from A2A aircraft. I chose the Aerostar because it's new to me, and well, I had a big ferry flight to do because this aircraft for our virtual airline was for some reason located in Canada. Pilots found it unflyable because of the weather, because of the cold weather, as this aircraft has no anti-icing capabilities except for a pitot heater. And I'm flying it back all the way to where it should be, namely on its hub, its Australian hub of Gold Coast, Australia. I also of course own the Comanche, which is great. I own all the P3D aircraft, but I don't fly P3D anymore because, you know, this view. Yes, I know it's a prettier picture, nothing more than that. But also I find the handling of 2024 very believable. As a real world pilot, I find it very believable how this flies. And especially native aircraft with their better ground handling. It's also a thing, of course. Yeah. I won't go back, but older air-to aircraft, the captain of the ship, the Constellation and the Stratocruiser, the V-tail Bonanza, oh I miss those. The Cherokee, I miss those immensely. I hope so much that now that A2A has found a way to incorporate their AccuSim in the new sim, that new aircraft will be coming more rapidly than they have been in the past 2 years. Basically the Comanche was year 1 and this Piper Aerostar was year 2. Those are the 2 aircraft that are now for MSFS 2024 from A2A simulations. They are the benchmark. They are really, truly are the benchmark. And like any entitled like a gamer, I need more. I love the V-tail Bonanza and its quirks. I love the Cherokee as a training aircraft and its little quirkiness. It's but also its easiness to fly because it's a real trainer. Cherokee, 4-person, but a true trainer at heart. Time will tell. We will see. The V-tail Bonanza was fantastic as well. So this aircraft, I said it in previous videos, if you haven't already watched them, please do. I will not beg for likes and the subscribes because I'm not into furthering a community or a channel or whatever people use as a, well, it's almost like a validation tool. Look at me, look at me. Nope, I'm just here to entertain. I don't care about my channel. I care about sharing the love. That's what I do. And love for aviation runs deep with me. Get messages from the Olympics. Sport this is starting, sport that is starting. I'm watching all the ice hockey. Ice hockey is great. There's a couple of games starting now. Flying is greater though. So, sticking with this one. And the fun thing about tours like this, I'm doing several tours with my VA, for instance, the Silk Tour. We're flying the Silk Tour online together from Messina in Italy all the way to Guangzhou in China. That's a nice tour. And of course this one on my own. I like doing tours and instead of just flying A to B and then B to C and then, but making a tour like this is cool. And in an aircraft that doesn't bore easily. The Silk Tour online tour that we are flying, I chose the PC-12 from SWS. Excellent aircraft, but still not native. So if you know, you know. Sorry, a bit to the right. And I thought, well, halfway down the tour, let's do something different. And I chose the YS-11, which is a very nice rendition of a old style turboprop airliner. It flies like a wet noodle, but it's fun in its own right. But it doesn't have the soul, the idea that something can break if you mistreat it, either very harshly in a short time or just gently but during a long time. And even if it never happens, it's still in the back of my mind, because it's like real aviation. In this tour so far I've only had one incident. It was in my 4th or 5th flight, I think, from Ericsson to Kamchatka, or the flight into Ericsson. Anyway, I think the flight into Ericsson, one of my engines dropped a cylinder. So it's not an engine failure, it's just one cylinder in one engine throwing a tantrum. And you immediately notice that and see that and feel it, and it's kind of amazing. I think that over there is Mount Buru. Well, as I've lost the station, I might as well also tune it in the air. And my general heading was 135. We won't be on that, but it doesn't matter. As soon as we will come in range. That's basically a given. Yeah, I'm guessing this is Mount Buru, and here you have some other mountain behind the clouds, and here you have some hills. Basically we're gonna cross between the hills and Mount Buru, and then follow the hills and the mountains on the left. And if we follow those, we should eventually get contact with our destination, and then we'll just ride that beam in there. Sun is still a bit high, although it's late afternoon. It's still effing hot. 28, yeah. Now what's that? Those islands? Yeah. Small ones. With trees on them. Screenshot. Kajumera. Yeah, not quite off. That's Mount Buru. We're now coming into the inland area. And that looks like weather. Let's keep it over there. So normally in real aviation, any aircraft gets an inspection after 100 hours of flight. I'm not sure we will make that, because if I look at our maintenance, the aircraft now has 36 hours on it. That's amazing, right? So in 37, it's less than 37 hours, we've come from Whitehorse, Canada to West Papua, on the other side of the equator. And the engines are both 31 hours, slightly different. Probably from me clicking on stuff, which I shouldn't have done. Doesn't really matter. The aircraft has 36 hours on it. So when we get to Gold Coast, which should be in 3, maybe 4 flights, so roughly 6 to 8 hours, I will probably do an inspection. In our VA software we also have to do that once in a while. And because we have our own, I know it's a VA, it's silly, but still, as real as it gets, right? We have our own maintenance shop at our hub, Gold Coast in Australia. So it's cheaper there. So I'm gonna go over the aircraft, not overhauling it, just going over it, looking if everything is okay within parameters, top up the oil, wash it. So I'm not fully content with the dirt accumulation or the bugs. And then I'll continue with AccuSim. Oh, sorry, challenge by touring Australia. Could go over to the Comanche, of course, but that's no fun because this challenge is for a year. So I'm gonna fly this thing in a challenge for a year. That's the commitment, so that's what I'm gonna do. And it's no punishment at all. So when I say commitment, it's not like, oh, I have to do it. And dreading it. No, I won't. I like this aircraft a lot. Its handling though, not its aesthetics. I've said it before. I think the nose is too long and the fuselage too deep. Now I get that it's nice from a passenger point of view, from a room point of view. It's a roomy aircraft. But I truly find it's butt ugly. Sorry. What I like about Papua New Guinea is also this steamy jungle type scenery combined with screamingly high mountains, easily 80,000, 20,000 feet up. But generally around 12 to 15,000. Especially on the main and this is still West Papua, of course. This is still Indonesia. If you head more to the east to Papua New Guinea, which we'll be skipping mostly, of course, because this aircraft is not in any way capable of the fields over there. Only the lower lying, longer runway ones, Madang, Lai, Port Moresby. Gonna go a bit more to the left to not have to go over those hills. I'm just gonna bypass them. But it's fine, because if we're gonna go across to Australia, there's no real need to be on the northern side of the Owen Stanley range. So we're gonna go south of them and head over to Australia as convenient as possible. And after that tour in Australia, I have rarely flown in Australia. Not a whole lot. So yeah, I'm kinda looking forward to that too. Okay, these are the hills in between Mount Buru. Mount Buru is over here. And well, basically the main mountain range is on the left. So this is gonna be a bit of weaving. And then we'll stay in view of these mountains on the left. This flight today, I've done 4.5 hours today in the Aerostar. You know, you don't do that if you don't love the aircraft or love the sim. Again, a river coming from the mountains, lots of streams, but of course, you know, in those mountains it will rain a lot. I've got a small booklet on piloting in Papua New Guinea. Excellent reading stuff. Very dangerous, deadly stuff for medevacing or supplying the villages in the interior. And those are all fields that are on mountain ridges in box valleys and stuff like that. So nothing for the weak-minded, for the weak-hearted. And of course, it's hot here. You know, it's tropical. You see those are showers. Those are thunderstorms. That's what makes this particular country in the world so, to me, so interesting to fly. Because of its tropical surroundings, it's always hot and humid. Whenever that hot, humid air smashes into those mountains, it gets forced up and worked up into massive thunderstorms. Especially at the end of the day. Well, you see it. As we go by, you see it forming or popping in. I don't know. I'm sneakily climbing a bit, as the terrain is as well. But when we're over this crest here, then we should be good again. Then we'll head for that lump back in the distance over there. Safely past Mount Buru now. So yeah, flying here is not without its dangers. go. Now we aim for the foot of that hill over there in the distance. Nice and gentle turns. Okay, let me quickly look something up. Heading, altitude on. Yeah, we're halfway, so let's say 3/4 of our flight. Now those mountains will go down towards the coast, so there's a flat area between the sea. You can see a sliver over here between the sea and the mountains. I'm guessing when we round those mountains that we will get a reception on our VR station. Autopilot off. Not something I can see on the engines regarding the high outside temperatures. Everything's running smoothly, oil temps are good, pressures are good, all's in the green. Autopilot on. Off. Yeah. Very nice. Just past 5 o'clock local time. I expect to land in roughly half an hour from now. Yeah, and I love the Comanche too. All the other A2A aircraft, like I said, the earlier Vito Bonanza was so much fun. The Comanche holds a special place in my heart as well. I really love the native version in 2024. These are such excellent aircraft. So if anyone is not familiar with A2A aircraft and want to ask something about it compared to, let's say, other aircraft in the sim, by all means reach out, contact me, just in the chat of the video, that's fine, and I'll get back to you. I will answer any question. Even if I don't know, I will say I will know. Right, so we're rounding this bit of mountain. I'm a bit concerned about the visibility up front because those clouds look low. But we should be good. We've got a VOR station to locate on, even if the visibility is poor. We just need good visibility on landing then, of course, but if that problem comes up, it will be later than actually finding it. So also of later worries. That looks nasty over there. Low. Probably rain. Now I can follow the coast. The airport is a bit inland. I'll first cross this ridge so I don't have to climb a lot. Sneakily we've climbed a bit. We're now at 1700 feet. Used to be 1000. Then again, we're still just as close to the ground as we were earlier. So it must be by latent unconscious keeping altitude hand or something. I am pleased though that this aircraft is not throwing a fit at me in the middle of the jungle. If problems should come on, let's do it over Australia. Be nice, Aerostar, be nice. Because if you may remember, I had some engine trouble over the Bering Straits heading into Ericsson. I think it was heading into Ericsson, where one of my engines dropped its first cylinder. I decided to go on. It didn't really sit well. You're over freezing water. Nothing around to land in over 200 miles. Not the greatest. turn left here a bit. I know our airport is roughly halfway between the mountains, the foot of the mountains, and the sea, the ocean. So if I just steer towards what I think is roughly the middle between where the mountains start left and where the sea is on the right, I should be good. Inside air temperature now 26. I'm guessing the temperatures are going down a bit now that the sun is also slightly setting. It is lower in the sky. We left 2 hours ago. Our total flight time would be 2 hours and 5 minutes. But if we've been in a straight line and we didn't do that. Setting autopilot again. Excellent. Yeah, but you can see stuff is happening in the atmosphere. Aerostar hotfix available. Okay. Hot from the press. Let's see. This isn't a major update, but it brings the Aerostar in line with the native 2024 Comanche and includes the following fixes. Magnetos reworked, SimConnect fixes, blank tablet fixed, aligned with the native Comanche. Okay. This update is now live for A2A store customers. If you're new and looking to jump in, the Aerostar is available here. Okay. I didn't know anything on the Magnetos was wrong, but might as well log in and download it already. Ah, we have a signal. Here we go. Right, this is what I want to hear. Now I know that we are in range. Still fluttery. Time to station 15 minutes. Just gonna turn off now. I know where it's at. 15 minutes. Right, I'm gonna set to nav. Keep it on autopilot for now. It'll be fine. As I in the meantime quickly download Comanche 213 I already have. Downloading. In 14 minutes we will have covered 47 nautical miles and be at our destination of Moses Kilangin, W-A-Y-Y. You can already check, of course, what the weather is like. You notice I don't use the ATC because I abhor it. Runway 30. So that's basically a pattern and then turn around. Marginal VFR with clouds, a visibility of 5.5 miles. Its temperature is 28 degrees and we have wind coming from almost the north at 7 knots. Copy that. altitude. Altitude again. Yeah, it's now 25 degrees, so 27 outside but 25 on board. It's getting slightly better. Should be able to see airport soon, although it's still 27 miles. That's the thing with speed, you think like, okay, 8 minutes, but it's still 27 miles. That's 40 kilometers. So we won't be doing a lot of mountain flying with this thing, because, well, you see over there, that's a toxic one. You see all those mountains and they go real up, and you see all those clouds around them. So it would be flying blind. I think in the morning it will be okay, but at the end of the day, when it's hot and humid, bad stuff will happen. Almost there. Proper triple canopy jungle, it looks like. Good stuff nonetheless. 4 minutes, 15 miles. I think I see the airport over there. I see something blinking. Could be it. Maybe not. Could also be just water because of this river running here. Yeah, I'm mistaken. That's not it. Yeah, that looks nasty. That looks kinda unflyable. Hefty weather across the whole mountain range. All the way from over there to all the way to the back. It really is a very explainable meteorological phenomenon. Hot humid air forced up by mountains, going into colder regions. The hot humidity, the air cools down, cannot hold its moisture, and you get these massive clouds, and these massive clouds cool more and more, tower more and more, and you get massive thunderstorms, real downpours, hefty winds, everything that's part of it. Now, a small village over here. I'm guessing the airport's somewhere over here. If I remember correct, it's next to a town and a big river bed. Should be easy enough to spot. We'll take runway 30. Now what I'm gonna do already is take away some throttle to slow down. So let's say 50 manifold pressure. Put the mixtures to full rich. Autopilot off. Yeah, that's it. I see the runway. Gonna make a slightly illegal, already downwind turn. Bumps on. Landing and taxi lights on. Flaps 10. This will slow it down even more. And gear down. Let's view this from the outside. Oh, hiccup. You see, that's why I'm calling about the mud not present below on the fuselage, because these wheels don't have spats, not the nose wheel, not the main wheels. So I would expect a lot of moisture, dirt kicking up against the fuselage and the wings. Need some more power now to maintain speed. Shore downwind, left hand side for runway 30. Those clouds look ominous, and the wind is from the north, so that stuff over there is actually blowing my way. If the wind is 350, 7 knots, that's the north. So it could well be that we're not a moment too soon to land here, weather-wise. Right. And our landing point is 45 degrees behind. 45 degrees behind. We start to turn in. Take some throttle off. Oh, that's too soon. We add flaps when we get there. Yeah, flaps 20. And immediately turn in for center line. Yeah, we overshot already. We're too close to the runway. Flaps 30. I won't use full flaps here. This is fine. Quite a big town, all in all. Get our landing attitude and reduce throttle slowly but surely. There we go. Oh. Just let it roll. 737 over there. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Not gonna park there though. Let's see if on the left side we have some parking opportunities. Flaps up. Transponder off. Landing lights off. Pumps off. I'll put her there. Put her over here. I don't know if this is the taxi workplace. Oh, there's a guy here. No guy. I'm kinda out of place here. Oh, this nose wheel steering. I can't get used to it, to the lead-in I have to give for it. You don't care, right? Nope, they don't care. Easy does it. Here we are. Set parking brakes. Throttle idle, and we kick off all electrics. Alternators off. Fuel off. Blower off. Battery off. And we are here. Right. Now we're mighty fast crossing West Papua. If we look at the map real quick, this is what we did. Fairly straight on, and when we got here we took the route along the coast, low and fast, actually way more to the north than I anticipated for Mount Buru. Then across these mountains, then we got our contact over here, and we're in. Right, now let's say we choose this as a departure. I would say I'd go straight to WAKK. I don't want to choose a runway, just destination 319, which is at our speed 1.5 hours, and from here we can go straight over to Australia. Mopa it is. At this one, and I don't want to land at a VOR station, so bear with me. Yeah, that's it. And I'm also we can follow the coast along. We can just put this VOR in as a reference. But yeah, we're gonna go away from the mountains, from the Only Stanley mountain range, and all the way down the island to along the length of it, and just go to Mopa. And from Mopa we will go to, this is Papua New Guinea, this is the border. From here we go straight to yeah, maybe Horn Island, or even more, or even going to Papua New Guinea, but it's just jungle. Daru. We can just continue on. We'll see. Anyway, that's for later. For now, thanks for watching, and see you soon.